All right, YouTube, what up? It is time for some Black Thought. This is my October overview and recap with the JP's perspective on the content coming to the City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia global version. Black Thought was where gameplay takes a back seat. Just throwing something random on there for my bloopers. Enjoy the fails. Feel free to tab out though while I screw around in game. This is a bit podcast style rambling. Well, not really rambling this time because I gotta focus. But the topic for today, like I said, is the content for the month of October in global. The stream is concluded. I'm gonna be doing an overview with my perspective, having played this period in the Japanese version, highlighting some things you may not know about, giving my opinion, outlining my poll plans, and the like. Before I continue, be sure to drop a like on this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. 30% of 60% of people who view my videos are not subscribed. I'm trying to change that. Road to 1K. Drop a comment about your poll plans for the month, either already or maybe after you're done listening, but do it at some point. I will be replying or just at least acknowledging pretty much all the comments, so feel free to chime in. Going right into it, and hopefully not taking as long as my JP Retro did this month. Kept it a little more brief this time in my notes. Quality of life and game changes. What changed? They're doing hunts instead of the daily foray. That lasted about a couple months. Did their analytics hate the daily foray or whatever or something? I thought it was fine. It's one of the simplest things. You log in, you kill the one cactuar, and you're done. This is a little strange. It seemed, the way they explained it seemed really tedious, but they never seem to really, sorry Josh, seem to explain things super well that are new on these slides, so we'll see what that is. I really hope I don't have to go hunting monsters. Hopefully it's easy to do and as simple as just killing the cactuar. What hasn't changed? There's no, at this moment, this is before the maintenance, there's no confirmation of showing total HP damage done after multiple dump attack. No indication we'll be able to go straight to hard mode in chapters and lost chapters and the like, story chapters. Artifact change was not announced, and I believe that's definitely not coming this month because that something that big would probably have been announced via the stream. So no Mog Pass quality of life or artifact changes. Feels bad, but I mean, whatever. Moving on to the content for the month. I kind of screwed up just because the schedule was kind of confusing, but Ardyn already happened. His event is kind of half over, but not really. The chapter happened. I polled. You can find my poll video on my channel, and I should be displaying a little icon thinger. But basically, the chapter happened. Ifrit had its own challenge quest, which was not in the Japanese version, which is fascinating. But it looks like it only has 3 choices, and they didn't address that in the stream. So feels bad if you don't have Ardyn, Maria, or Lily. Womp womp. But the other half of this event is the story-related raid, where we're gonna fight Exdeath in the Cosmos raid, and then it looks like we're doing Sephiroth in the Chaos raid again. Something to note is that the let me talk about the characters first. Ardyn, very good. He's popular for the solo memes, I think, but he's also very good. Takes up 2 buff slots on himself, and that's it. He's just standard non-elemental melee damage per something, and he's got consecutive turns on break. It's pretty simple. Unkillable LD, I think everyone's talked him to death, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that. Renoa's coming. She gains a more supportive role on her Angela stance. Her HP pluses, her attacks and Angel Wings get even stronger. Holy shit. 6 target, 6 hit Brave Dump with refund on her Brave Plus. That's better than some people's skills. And she has a splash version of that, or HP Plus. She's very strong. And she is one of the hardest stance dancers in the game because she's real 0 to 100. She's an excellent character. Kane would have received his rework and EX Plus and boards, but he already did that. Sweezer running as expected. I don't know why people thought otherwise, but whatever. Maria got reworked. She's still kind of okay. And Lily got boards, but Lily's kit is a little outdated at this point, so she didn't really do much for her. The chaoses. So there's going to be 3 chaoses in total. We already got Ifrit. Everyone's done that so far. We're gonna get the X Death plus Planesgorger Chaos, and this is something to be aware of. This is where they really started kicking Brave damage reduction into overdrive. I think it gets up to 80% at the 50% threshold in this fight. So you're gonna see, unless you're doing some crazy modifiers like Saz or Desh, you're gonna see your Brave damage pretty much eat shit near the end of the fight. It's pretty demoralizing. Just know, come like Lufenia and stuff like that, that's gonna kind of be the norm. So expect it, get used to it. Brave reduction is kind of semi-ramping up. There's starting to be a bit of a DPS creep. The X-Death fight and the Sephiroth fight are kind of similar in that regard, except you're fighting the real X-Death and Sephiroth plus a Planesgorger. Nasty AoE attacks. For the normal Chaos, if you just bring Bosch, then you're gonna win, because they can't kill him. I don't remember much else about these Chaoses. If you try and work around them, I mean, they hit kind of hard, and you're, like I said, the Brave reduction kicks in, so it might be a little bit of a hurdle for people, unless they like nerf the fight. I don't know exactly what they're gonna do, because they mentioned that they're changing the raid requirements at least. JP side, I don't know what they're doing. But like I said, the Chaos raid, they did say they're nerfing it and moving the rewards to the co-op later in the month. That is great, because doing 50 Chaos co-ops was a nightmare in JP, and we don't have to repeat that nightmare, thank God. As for the challenge, Alpha No, Synergy, you're definitely gonna need a healer, because the what's it called? The stupid Shinryu does AoE attacks, so you're not gonna get away without using a healer. So I'd say Maria, Alpha No, or Renault are definitely necessary on your team. JP side, I did it Alpha No, Ardyn, Lily, and that's probably what I'm gonna do again. Lily's attack down is just too good, and that overflow. Yeah, for both challenges, really, that's probably what I'm gonna do. More resources are always nice. As for pulls, I already gemmed Ardyn. I already did that in my video. I've been going back and forth on ticketing Renoa. I'm probably not going to, because the rumor is that her LD boards are going to come back on Divine Alexander, and I like having characters that help me farm, but I need to see the synergy for that first. JP's report is tonight, I believe. It hasn't happened yet while I'm recording this. So Renault's not going to get a rework again, obviously. So it's a Cosmos farm, so more than likely I'll have people who can farm it fast, but that's in the back of my mind. Likely I'm not going to pull on Renoa, because I don't think I'd use her past her event. I really don't care for the character or the kid at all. It's just kind of there. I think that's all I had to say about the raid. The co-op, the spacing of the content was weird, but I guess they were just getting us back on track. I guess Abyss kind of screwed up things. Also, rip no Abyss that mentioned this month. That's kind of sucks, but whatever. Perfectum was very fun. Kimahri Lost Chapter. Kimahri's getting a rework that I have no idea what changes, because I have no idea really what his kit does besides attack down and true blind, but I know he gets more hits. That's about all I know. And his LD gives him a very strong, one of the best attack auras in the game to this day. And he gets a HP regen as well. It's a pretty loaded LD, honestly. People like to meme on Kimahri, but he's actually very good, especially with his debuffs, reduction, defense up, all that. Noel's getting bored. That's the highlight of the event for me. Noel and Yuna, both of my tragic favorites, are both on this banner. I feel like that's the universe trying to tell me something, but I don't care. The Chaos, I don't remember. It does debuffs, I guess, and it has hard-hitting AoE. I know. Oh, that's right. In the original event, I think there was one of these dragons, but on the Lost Chapter, there's two of them. So keep that in mind. No single target delay Ishtola memes. As for the challenge, Ardyn again can solo it if he has his burst. That's how much damage per turn he can carry. But I have all three of them: Ardyn, Yuna, and Noel purple. So I will be running them fully boarded against this challenge quest. And I will be crying about the Brave reduction, as Noel's EX damage does nothing. Not pulling on this banner. But yeah, Kimahri's real good. He's going to get a lot of undue hate, and people are going to be like, oh, skip him if you have Bosch, or, you just pulled Ardyn. But that's kind of a trash take. Somebody's going to represent him and show him how valuable he is, but it won't be me. All right. Edward. Oh, man. Edward. Woo, Edward was quite the sleeper on... Well, okay. I'm not going to say he was a sleeper. I'm going to say I didn't pull for him. He's one of those cases where I trash talked him so much, and he turned out to be broken, that I kind of put myself in a bad position. But he's real good. Just reading his kit after the fact, he's impressive. He's got a Brave gain prevention at 3 stacks of his EX debuff. Sleep being on demand, technically paralysis. A lot of great auras, battery, brave regen. He's got a pretty loaded kit, and I know that that's giving Inkboulder heartburn right now. But Palom is getting his rework in boards. He becomes a very strong magic DPS. He enchants his own element, but I think he already did that with his EX. Maybe, I don't know. But he becomes even more of a farming god, actually. That's really all I care about. The fact that he's going to farm cycle or anything even better with this skill too, because he's going to get 1 billion hits on it and just cap everywhere. He's a decent damage dealer, but he unfortunately is an EX only character and kind of crept on release. I hate putting people in that bin, but it's just tragic for these EX characters. But he's getting an LD on Edward's Lost Chapter, so they probably reworked him with that in mind. So if you care about Palom, expect him back on Edward's Lost Chapter. Not much really to say to that. Edward has results for himself. He is kind of a lot of the go-to guy when there was paralyze or let these enemies take a turn. Lufenius, just his kit is so like wide-reaching that he's super valuable. I am definitely going to be pulling on him for his LD. The Chaos is some menacing birds. It's an Elveret reskin, I think it is. The boss looks like what's his name? He's the black guy on JoJo. Wow, I'm a disgrace to my race not remembering this. Abdul, yeah, Abdul. He looks like the boss looks like a blue version of Abdul Stan from JoJo. It's pretty fucking battle. Mechanic wise, I know it had some like very choreographed HP dumps, and they want you to silence it and prevent their Brave game with Edward, stuff like that. The challenge, I think Ardyn can solo this one too. I remember in JP I did it with the fully boarded Hope, Burst Ardyn, and a 35 CP Palom. It's one of those where you can get a 35 CP through it. So just keep that in mind. For this time around, my Hope is 1 out of 3. I think I might purple him just for this, because I was going to do it eventually so I can give a sphere to someone else. But yeah, that's a thing. This not too menacing of a Chaos. I don't remember it explicitly. I didn't do any research because it's more fun when I don't do it that way. But that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, Edward good. Stay mad, Inkboulder. For an interim, let me get some water real quick. Much better pacing this time around. Go me. Autumn co-ops. People were freaking out saying, oh no, we're going to get a Chaos co-op Soul Cage. The fuck is wrong with you? I'm not getting that. Why would they do that? That would just why would they tone down the other Chaos co-op just to give us even more cancer? Why would they do that? That doesn't make any sense. Stop fear mongering. That being said, they're putting the rest of the Chaos tickets, the Chaos co-op tickets in here, which is a good spread. Prevents people from hoarding, I guess. So rip your plans if you plan to get 350 tickets at once from Ardyn's Chaos Raid. The protagonist banner is going to be running around this time as well. That's going to be pure power stones for me because I think I have every protagonist weapon maxed except Terra's EX. So yeah, that's great. Hopefully I can get some more dupes of that and maybe book it because I'll be ready for Gao's Lost Chapter challenge. They're doing this goofy Dragon Quest crossover, and Reddit's going to lose their mind. Like, oh wait, maybe we can get Sora. Stop it. Let it go. But yeah, the co-op should be cool. I don't know why they didn't stagger the co-ops such that one was in this kind of dead week that we had, and then they didn't have the second one later. But whatever. Tier 16 is also on its way. It's lock immune. The advice they gave for this tier was super goofy. They decided to point out the elemental weaknesses of the short first 2 waves. Okay. Actually, I'm misremembering. I think it's like the Saban Ghost and then the Fran Tiger thing. Then 2 trash waves and then the Demon Wall. No, actually, no. It's a semi-boss rush, but not really. Demon Wall is the last wave. That's really the big thing to note about. But it's kind of squishy. And I think Ardyn can solo this. But this is pretty much the beginning of the the joke Dimensions End tiers, expect that video to be relatively short because there's not much I need to talk about since the waves are so brief. Nothing really to be aware of. Just kill it. You can probably do it first try without even knowing the mechanics. You just can't taunt. So 9 is gonna thrive here. So is Leon, Edward, Dash, I guess. Yeah, stuff like that. Then we get the Kefka, LD, and Burst beat back. Kefka's feature, obviously. Aerith, Shadow, Lise, and Seymour are getting their boards. I'm very excited for Aerith's boards. I love using Aerith. And then Freya is also synergy, but she also has her boards. The Chaos is just the... Well, let me go over Kefka real quick. He frames his debuffs. I think he extends them for a turn. I don't remember. But it's this single target Brave Shave and then splash attack. And his burst is HP damage up. I think it's 5% towards a target per debuff they have active. I think my voice just cracked. So I think it's like 30% HP damage up in total potentially. And it has this weird interaction with Splash where the HP damage up is calculated after the fact. Someone else will do the math for me on that, but it's just a little weird. But it's a good burst, but probably the most basic. I mean, it's building around Kefka is still a pain in the ass per usual. But as long as you have 6 debuffs active, then you'll do max HP damage. But Kefka is unfortunately a little annoying in that he can't take great advantage of it because he's speedy. And if he like high turn rates, that's just you eating up your burst duration. So I don't know, kind of weird. But it is what it is. It's still getting used to this day in JP. So Kefka's a very powerful character. He's just got the fatal flaw of having all those debuffs, which I hate. I am going for his LD definitely, just to abuse that synergy. Again, hashtag don't chase the burst. I'm not doing it. I plan to ticket these banners kinda. I want Freya's EX just to have it, but I'm gonna run into it eventually because Freya already runs so many times. Lise Dukes would be nice because I have her stuff. I think I have all of her weapons, but none of them maxed. But I also have a lot of Power Stones, so that's just me being stingy. The Chaos is the Lock Phoenix, the Fang Sagahins, is that how you say the word? And the Aerith Behemoth. I don't remember this fight at all, probably because it was piss easy. You just HP silence them with Kefka, and then you don't really need to worry about anything. I think JP side, I didn't get Kefka's burst, but I did Kefka LD, Aerith boarded, and then 0 to 3 barely boarded Freya, and I still destroyed it, so that should speak to the difficulty of this fight. Nothing really big. Emperor's Lost Chapter, and I have not been writing down timestamps. Go on me, that's gonna mean more effort after this is done. Great. Character-wise, it's just Emperor getting his LD. No reworks, no new boards, just Emperor's LD. Because Furion and Gilgamesh already have their boards. The Chaos, I think, is the same as the event. The boss pops up, and then it has a 0 action delay turn, and then it drops the Scorpion-style laser on you, and it hurts. But if you have Emperor's Traps up timed correctly, then he gets delayed right after the Brave game, so it doesn't hurt you as bad. Stuff like that. If you're just doing the regular Chaos and just bosh it again, I think. Yeah, it's melee. It might be range. No, it's not range resist because Rosa was sent it to you. Yeah, I can't think of any restrictions here. I'm sure they will rear their ugly heads. As for the challenge is a bit interesting because Kefka and Emperor are both synergy. This is going to apply to the next event as well. But really, what they expect you to do, since there's no party healer, is they expect you to just time your HP silences and traps with Emperor and Kefka respectively. Because the boss's moves are pretty choreographed, so as long as you throw a HP silence up at the right time, then you don't need to bring a healer. You can just kind of wail on them. It's a bit of a finesse fight, I'd say, but nothing terribly out of the realm of possibility. As long as you get the hang of the bosses, then it's really not too big of a deal. And then whoever's your third, it doesn't matter. You can do Gilgamesh or Furion. I guess Furion has Aura, so he's a little better, but in battery. But that third doesn't really matter. But I'd say probably need both Kefka and Emperor, but I always say these things, and then it never ends up being true. But at least definitely one of the LD characters should be necessary here. I think I'm going to use gems on Emperor just to make because he's gonna have that 2-week synergy. So he's synergy for here and then Strago, and then he's gonna be good for farming divine. What's it called? Divine Ramo. Yep. And then I plan on pulling Sellers there anyways. So that's something you definitely should consider, because Emperor's real good there, even if you don't have his burst. Just for those 3 weeks, Emperor kind of crushes it in terms of synergy. Something to keep in mind. So if you get him here, you don't have to worry about pulling him later, especially because Sellers right now in JP is very good. And I mean, if you want to pull for both of them at the same time, that's your prerogative, but it's not mine. I'm interested right now. I think the banner later isn't any good anyways. It's like excuse me. Who was on that banner? It was like I keep saying Leica. I hate that phrase. I think it's Yuffie. I'm not gonna. The banner isn't good. That's what you should know. The banner isn't gonna get any better than this. You pull for the LD. You don't pull for whatever else is on the banner, because all the EXs are kind of dead in the water besides challenges at this point. Let's see. Lastly, we have Strago's Event. I think I'm saying that right. I hope I'm saying it right. Realm is getting an EX plus and I didn't even go over what Emperor does. Real quick. He gets a special HP plus and Brave plus that if his traps are currently active as debuffs, they trigger them all. So this makes him really good with delay teams, as he can just set his debuffs up and pretty much infinitely delay them. That's how he ended up being able to solo Dimensions End tier 6. Aside from that, he's got attack up. I think he gets his own Brave regen too, and the LD is just a single target. It gives him a buff for like 12 turns. I think it is. I don't know. Pretty straightforward LD. He's a strong magic damage dealer. He just resumes his throne. Haha, Emperor, blah, blah. Okay, moving on. Let me make sure to cover these in order. Strago's Event. Strago is a very strong character, and I'm probably going to make a video because people are going to be like, Realm is the prize of this banner. Strago's just boring DPS right after they pulled for fucking Ardyn. I'm not going to go into that, but Strago has consistent results, and he has a Saga runner in JP. And people are going to be like, oh, Realm is better for Lufenia, even though Realm pretty much peaked the first month of Lufenia and saw niche use beyond that point. That is the fact. That is the cold, hard fact. Anyone who plays JP will tell you that. But hypebeasts and Discord and Facebook warriors will say, oh, Realm is the best character on this banner. I'm going to token Realm and get out. Don't disrespect Strago like that, man. He's got insane DPS. Double dumps on he double casts everything, re-breaks on LD, free skills. He's got guaranteed break on even skills with one of his skills. He just hits generally hard. He's very, very easy to slot in a team. He is great. He's still kicking right now in JP. Realm, however, eats up turns with her Lufenia orb. She eats up the Lufenia orb because she takes so many actions because of her sketch thing, and for those one-off element ones, she can help, but generally, aside from Kurasame, she's a supplement and one that will need a hard carry in terms of damage, especially due to the recent battery game reduction and just being an EX character. She's not going to hit super hard. So just keep that in mind. Keep that context in mind. Realm is going to get an insane amount of hype, and I'm not saying she's not good, but the Strago slander will be way undeserved, and it's gonna get its own rant. So if anyone's watching this and is prepared to make that hot take, just stop it immediately, or else I will destroy you. Anyways, Strago's great. Realm was very good. Rework gave her more battery, more hits, more skill uses. Her EX plus gives her recast up, so her EX is really fast. She's really pumping out damage like crazy. Ash is getting boards, but she's still very sad, although I bet money she's going to get an LD on Strago's LC, so stay tuned for that. As for the event, this event is kind of wacky, and I'm kind of glad that this is right before Lufenia, because this event actually has like a bunch of rotating conditions, had to do with elements needing to break. It gains magic resistance and I think melee and range absorb at some point. It's got a whole bunch of like little tips and tricks. And Macnol's gonna have a blast writing up the boss guide, and Inkwelder's gonna have a blast probably playing around with this chaos in general because it's so FF6 oriented. I know he's probably gonna do like a billion runs. It's a very interesting chaos. I'm not gonna try and act like I remember everything about it, but I just remember it was very, very like wacky. It was wacky. That's all I can say about it. You could probably just joke it, make it a joke with Bosch, but have some fun with this right before Lufenia starts. As for the challenge, another Emperor plus Kefka battle for the debuffs. I think I used Kefka Emperor Realm this time in JP, all purple, Emperor and Kefka with LDs, and it was just another battle of the HP silence and managing debuffs. So not that big of a deal, but just something to think about. That's probably a team most people are going to run, but Strago obviously does his thing very well here because it's his event. Ashe, I guess you could bring her, but her damage isn't going to be stellar, so nah. And I think that's all the content for this month. Yeah. Oh, poll wise, I'm going for Realm. I know I just said Strago is very good, but I have no real interest in his kit. Realm, I know, was a clutch. I did say Realm is gonna be put above this pedestal, like she's this goddess and Strago's this bum. But Realm, that isn't, like I said, Realm is still very good. She was my clutch factor in a few element-based Lufenia, like Zand, and I think it was Guy. No, wait, I pulled Guy. It might have just been Kurasame, and might have been Kurasame, Gao, and Zand. I think that's really where she came in clutch. Otherwise, she was just kind of dead to me. But yeah, going for Realm. I'm not even going to bother saying what resource I use because that's going to be heavily dependent on how much I spent beforehand. Anywho, I think that's all the content for this month. I'm nearing 30 minutes. Definitely didn't ramble as long as I did for the JP video. Made sure to get through things quickly. This is the month before Lufenia. I think there are some very fun fights this month. All these characters are real good and have excellent staying power. My pull plans, Ardyn already got them with gems. Renoa, as I talk over this and I look at my notes, I'm probably not going for skipping Kimahri. No interest, no need. Edward, he is going to be vital for just that clutch factor, and I'm interested in his kit. He looks very fun to play. Kefka for the synergy, Emperor for the synergy, and also to farm Divine Ramu later, and Realm for the also clutch factor. What am I most excited for? Probably Edward, just because I haven't used him. Everyone else that I'm already pulling for, I've used. So, they're kind of like, all right, whatever. Probably not going to touch them after that. I use them in synergy. But Edward is special. And I want to see what other debuff memes I can make work with him and what else the community can do. So that'll be cool. And yeah, so that's all of the video I have. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment about your plans for the month and what you think of mine potentially. Again, I'll be replying to everything. I hope you guys enjoyed my Black Thought. If I knew how to do an echo effect on that, I would, but that's a little audio editing. I'm not quite sure yet. Hope you guys have a great time pulling. I don't know how to end this, so I'm just gonna trail off awkwardly. Have a good life. If you haven't liked my tier list video, by the way, the low IQ Facebook crowd is swarming in with dislikes, so please fight the power and go help me out there. Yeah, that video is getting me numbers. All right, that's enough. Nearly 30 minutes. I need some water. I will talk to you all later. Peace.